Mrs. Bolanle Owoyemi. Your light will never fade. You built a path of excellence in every step you made.
Bolanle Owoyemi, well, in those days, we normally call her by initial BF Owoyemi, Bolanle Folake Owoyemi. My first contact with her, sometimes in August 2017, when I was deployed to the headquarters of Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, Ibadan, at the Southwest zonal headquarters in Ibadan. By then, she was the Deputy Director of Marketing in charge of the Marketing Subdirectorate. So that was the point at which I met her and we were able to work together for some time. When you talk of an astute marketer, you find it in her. When you are talking of a marketer with a proven integrity, you find it in her. When you are talking of a mother figure, you find it in her. When you are talking of a compassionate leader, you find it in her. And of course, let me add this one. When you are talking of a person that is strict, not in the negative sense this time, but what Mrs. Owoyemi believes in, she pursued this. It doesn't matter whose ox is God. It doesn't matter what a sentiment you bring into it. She pursued it to the last level, and she will always stand to achieve success, whichever way it comes. She's a go-getter.
She has done well, and I know that her post-retirement life, will not be less better, to be more better for her, because I think she's a woman she's a goal-getter. Anything, I'm sure, she lay her hand on, or any idea, whether it is business or whatever it is that she engage on, is going to excel. I'm very confident about that. During her era, it was very difficult getting the money to run the station. But in spite of that, Lagos operation remains the best station under her in terms of broadcast hours. I'm not sure under her leadership there was downtime, maybe because of power or diesel. So she stood her ground. She showed professionalism. She showed that she is a very strong woman, and in their approaches. So, like I said, that kept us, Lagos operation, more like #1 station among Radio Nigeria station nationwide. Because for Born FM to continue to be #1 consistently, it means there is no downtime recorded. So, and that station consistently remained #1 in Lagos. So, like I said, Lagos operation, if you talk of Radio Nigeria nationwide, it is Lagos operation that will come first.
My name is Bolanle Owoyemi. I was born on the 6th November 1965 in Lagos, and by the time I was 3 years, we left Lagos for Delta State, particularly, let me say specifically Warri, That's where I grew up. I grew up in Warri. I grew up in Delta State. I had my primary education in Warri, and then my secondary education, I had it in Owoyemi, ADTS Owoyemi. So after that, after my secondary education, I was in Ibadan for my A-levels, and after my A-levels, I did my first degree at Ogun State University, now Olabisi Onabanjo. And then shortly after that, I got married in 1992. Yeah, I left university in 91, and I got married in 1992. And in 1993, precisely 4th of October 1993, I joined FRCN as a level 8 marketing officer. And when I came into FRCN, I joined the marketing department, and from there I rose through the rank to the position of a deputy director. And by 2021 December, I was promoted to director, and then I came into Lagos. So in Ibadan, the journey, interesting. I spent the better part of my years in FRCN as a marketing officer. What was I doing as marketing officer then? In fact, I read English in the university, and we wonder why somebody who read English first degree, then my second one, I did masters in the University of Ibadan. So I read English, but during my service here, I served with NBC, bottling company, Nigerian bottling company. And then during my service here, I served in the commercial department. So when I was in the commercial department, that was when my interest grew to be in marketing, because in the commercial department, we meet people, we allocate kiosks, refrigerator, freezer. So I was meeting people, I was attending to people. So the way I was meeting people, that was when my interest grew in marketing. So when I was to come into FRCN, I actually applied to be an editor. I wanted to be an editor, and I applied to go to the newsroom. So the then executive director, when he saw my application, I said, "What are you going to do in the newsroom?" He turned my application. You can imagine. He turned the application. I was like, "What are you going to do? Don't go to newsroom, go to marketing." So when he said, "Do another application and rewrite it and rewrite for marketing," I was wondering. He said, "You said you worked in market. I see you going to the marketing department. Don't go to newsroom." So, for somebody that wants to join an organization, you'll be surprised that the person told your application, and he said, "Do another one and write to go to marketing." So it was there in his office. I applied to go to marketing department, and that was where the journey started as a marketing officer. I rose from level 8, 9, 10, and 12, 13, until 16. And when I was promoted, I came here as a director Lagos operations. That's how it's been. What actually worked for me as a marketer was because of the fact that, for marketing, because of the kind of organization we work for, the organization depends so much on marketing, because whatever we generated was used to run the station. So when there was a need in Ibadan then, anytime there was a need for anything, they usually call marketing, have this need. And so what gives me joy is the fact that I'm able to meet the need. We want this, and then it helps the system. If you are able to contribute your quota to the best of the organization, to see the organization do well, it gives me joy. So that was it. And each time there was a need for anything, this need marketing, God gave me the grace, and I'll talk to my colleagues and all that. I'll go out, we'll get it, and we'll move and all that. So that was it. And it gave me joy, just like being a solution to problems. So that was what God gave me the grace to be able to do as a marketing officer. And then at least the organization did well, because I remember, when I joined, it was shortwave and medium wave, and then we transitioned into FM stations. So from one FM station, just one, the one at the zone, Premier FM then. Premier FM was the one that generated the money for us to establish all the other stations. In fact, my boss then, Princess Banke Ademola, was on the fact that all the stations under Ibadan had to come up. So during that period, the first FM station, Premier FM, we were able to generate money to establish Gold FM, Positive FM, Paramount FM, and all that, just from the internally generated revenue. So it was tough, but God gave us the grace to be able to do all this, all from the internally generated revenue. So like I say, it's like preferring solution to issues and problems on the station. And when you see that things are happening, it gives you joy that you are successful as a marketing person. When we have issues, basically our major area of expenses is energy. When we started having issues with our generator and collect money from clients and not able to meet the expectation, they expected that, of course, you collect money from me, put my program on it and all that. So sometimes when customers will call you, we didn't get to hear our advert, our sponsored program will not go on it. You're like, what are you doing? And sometimes too, because of the nature of our job, I remember that at the time it was my duty then to submit sponsored programs for transmission. So I remember that day there was a Sunday morning. I just remember the program was to go on air at 6 a.m. then. 6 or 6:10, I think I remember, 6:10 a.m. And it just struck me like about 5:30 there about that. Was this program submitted or not? Immediately I remember that was 5:30 a.m. It's a Sunday and I'll be going to church. I left home. In fact, I just put on a bib. I didn't even remember whether I was having on that or not. I just put on a bib straight. I took the car keys and I rushed to the office to ensure that the program didn't fail. So those are the things, sometimes when you have issues like that and you're not able to meet the expectations of your client, you get disappointed. And if there are problems that you expect that naturally should not happen, that could have been avoided, you will feel sometimes disappointed in the system and you will not want to forge ahead. And then one other thing is this issue of promotion. I remember that before I became a director, when I was a deputy director, at a point in time I expected that my promotion was due and it was not forthcoming. I was discouraged, but I didn't give up, and the rest is history. Eventually it came after almost 8 years after, because I got my deputy director 2011 and then I was promoted to director 2021. So during that supposed to take you like maybe 4 years, took me like 10 years or more. So some of those things like that, but in all things the Bible says you should give thanks. So I give thanks to God Almighty. They have told me that I'm a very calm person. The people tell me, they tell me that even in the face of challenges, I'm just calm. They don't know. I think it's grace, because I'm more so. I just look at it that I can't kill myself now. If I wear it will overwhelm me, and people look up to you as a leader. And so if you break down, the system will collapse. If you are breaking down as a leader, you understand. And so one way or the other, those fine face. I go and shout it out with my father in the closet, But once I'm out of the place, I get encouraged and all that. And people say it anyway. It's not of my. I just believe that it's the grace of God. That fire, honestly, it's not something that anybody will pray for. And this time, I remember, it makes me teary, because it's not something I wanted, but I come to the office and I see that I'm pained, and since after the fire, I refused to go on leave because I thought something was going to happen. I made a lot of efforts, I won't lie to you. So I thought there was going to be a magic that will happen, but it didn't happen. The only thing that we could do was, in fact, somebody did the integrity test because I pushed it and said that would be his contribution, and he did that for us. I trust God that, I think like something that was put in your hands and suddenly you see it crashing down. You know you'll be pained, but it's not anything that somebody will pray for. I hope for the best, and I know that one day I'll come and I'll see it better. For the workers, they shouldn't give up and don't look at the surroundings, because it can be better. If you look at what you see around you, you may be discouraged. When you go to some organization, you look at it that, maybe this is an office, and you come to the office. Sometimes people come in here and look at it that, is this where you are transmitting from? Is this your office? And all that. And they see what you turn out, even in the midst of it all. I want to say that FRCN is blessed. I just look forward to a situation when there will be a total turnaround and overhaul. When you come in, you'll be happy. Because if you are discouraged, you will not be at your best. But if you are happy doing what you are doing, there will be no stopping for you. You will not be limited, because like I told my colleagues at the CRM that we are all writing our testimonials, and by the time we leave, or when we're about to leave, people will say this and that about you. Be at your best. Do whatever you can to make sure that things work well in the organization, because there's always a life after FRCN. And it is what you are able to give while you are in the system that when you leave, will stand as a legacy for you. So, staff of FRCN, I encourage them to be at their best, give their best, be sincere and be true to the system. There's always a reward for everything. That you don't look at it that you get the reward now. Fine if you get it, but look at it that the one who created you has a purpose for you here. For me, I didn't know I was going to spend 32 years in FRCN. I didn't plan to. I would have left FRCN long ago. But somebody said something, because my husband is a contractor, is a geologist, is a pastor, has a PhD, and he's a pastor, does borehole. As a contractor, sometimes you get jobs, sometimes you will not get jobs. At the time I wanted to leave FRCN, someone advised me, look, everyone is a contractor. Sometimes there will be no job, sometimes there will be job. In every family, there should be one source of regular income, so that if push comes to shove, they can rest on the one that is regular. And that was what kept me. I'm grateful to God for the system. I'm grateful to FRCN. Grateful to God for FRCN, for the journey, for the opportunity to serve, and it's my prayer that FRCN will do good.
Oh, Mrs. Bolanle, Owoyemi, your light will never fade. You built a path of excellence in every step you made. You taught us strength and kindness. You showed us how to lead. Now Lagos sings your legacy. Our hearts your melody. From sunrise meetings to twilight talks, you made the journey worth the walk. You shaped our dreams with steady grace. Left footprints time cannot erase. And we remember that joyful day. The candles, the laughter, the way you smiled and said it's all too well. Oh, how your heart made work feel like home. Oh, Mrs. Bolanle, Owoyemi, your story lights our way. From Lagos halls to hearts beyond, your song will always play. You gave your best, you gave your all, with love and dignity. Now we rise to sing your name, our pride, our symphony. So as you turn the final page and step into a brighter stage, know this smile, your light remains. In every heart your care has changed.